What am I doing with my hand? I don't know what that transition was. What's up, guys? RanCe here, and this is the headphone I've been using for the last few recordings. I think it just kind of helps out a little bit with clarity, but whatever, that's besides the point. So, today's another video of my face. Not episode of whatever, but it's kind of a card table episode. I thought it was finally time to tell you a little bit about my game, my kind of labor of love I've been working on for the last almost 10 years now, like ever since high school, honestly. But yeah, I mean, I do plan on making it into a board/card game later, so it does still kind of tie in stuff, and I will be making a Kickstarter once I get things more finalized, but whatever. So anyways, the game, the series, the everything, right now it's called RanCe. It's kind of gone through a couple of different names, like started off at Eternal Darkness for the first few stories, but then apparently was a GameCube game that high school me didn't know, so it just kind of floated around for a while. Eventually I made a comic called Art of Phantomine, and that was what it was, but that doesn't seem marketable, so I just kind of took the name of my latest story at that time, which was RanCe. Whatever. But yeah. A little bit about the background. Obviously, it's where my persona, my Beyond Skyridge character comes from. He's one of the main characters of one of the arcs, along with several others. I don't want to go too much into the story right now, but let's just say there's a couple different ones. Like, there's the Dark Awakening saga with Flickwix. There's the Return to the Past kind of time travel one, which is where Rand kicks in. Then we've got the Origins base of the game, the original one. The newest one I started working on is called Relic Gauntlet. And there's all sorts of different games, but that's not what you came to hear about, is it? So, the game itself, okay. What I've been inspired by so far is just kind of a little bit of board games, a little bit of card games. I've recently figured a couple things out. Well, not recently, but yeah, a couple different things. That, number one, I do want to take kind of a movement-based approach to it, make it a little bit more active. I first found this on the Fire Emblem card game, which I would love for it to come into America. I've been such a Fire Emblem fan, but like no one plays this, so it's impossible for me to get into it. But yeah, I just kind of borrowed that concept a little bit. That basically what I'm thinking, let me get the board out. Visuals. Yeah, what I'm kind of thinking is like kind of a 3x5 grid. So like each side has two, and you can move things back and forth. Kind of goes into a little bit, but that I'm thinking for combat's probably gonna be more of a dice-based system. Nothing like overly complicated. Like I haven't even looked at what Dragonborn is yet, but just like simple. Everything has an HP value, and just dice roll deals damage to it. Make it nice and streamlined. I don't want to make it too complicated with all the various inner workings of the game going on. As for the game itself, I want to say, like, the story behind it's probably going to follow the base of the kind of class I call the Dimension Riders. They're more and less, I don't want to say gods, but basically people that could rewrite reality. So, like, one of the main ones pretty much turned the normal Earth that we know now into this infinite world that everything takes place in by merging his fantasy stories with reality, and all the chaos breaks loose and saving the world, and it's really cool and whatever. But, yeah. So that's kind of the gist of it. Of basically, I'm going to have the two different sides fighting over that board, trying to create their world, as it may be. With lots of quotes. So that's why I kind of have set up, once again, just the schmeow. I was thinking there's like two layers for each side, and there's one in the middle where they all share. And on each one of those, there's going to be a different rule card, which you cannot see these. Let me zoom in a bit. But yeah, each one of those is going to be a different rule, which kind of dictates the rules of that row. Like, it might be a location, or like some sort of boss area or whatever. It's going to be unique things. I'm still working on some of the rule cards, but in general, like, each rule will dictate kind of what happens in that row, and you can't really progress until there's a rule in that row. So you're allowed to move back and forth, and kind of the first objective that I thought of is to basically just take over all these rules, to eliminate the ones on your opponent's side and place one down on your own. So kind of like own the whole board, whatever. What makes it interesting, though, is the shared one in the center as well. So there's going to be one row with two things going on, and that'll be a really big fight going on, so it's going to be pretty cool. But yeah, aside from that, like, I haven't really thought of too many win conditions yet. Like I said, this is very much in process. Just want to let you know what's going on. But I've thought about, like, boss fights, having an actual, like, in-character that you could equip your stuff to and have as the U avatar, final boss, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to overcomplicate it, though, so I might just do the whole land transfer things. As for the cards themselves, I've made like basic one for Rayons. Crappy line art. It's not too bad. It's whatever. I haven't drawn in a while. But yeah. Kind of this is just gonna be the basic character concept I'm thinking of right now. Again, everything's subject to change. I thought I'd show you work in progress. Kind of shows like different stats here. Like I'm thinking HP based on how much you'd have to roll to defeat them. Their attack range, which mostly will be like 1 for melee, 2 for ranged weapons, like obviously Rayon's a gun user. Now I'm thinking like some sort of affinity bar or element something of that sort, just because I want to do a weapons triangle kind of thing. Because everyone loves weakness-based combat. But that's about it for stats. I mean, like, nice art. It might be a full art, like, cool SPs in Vanguard. I haven't decided yet. Obviously, name and all that. And at the bottom, here's what one of the cool things is. Each of these characters, each of these, like, main dudes that you're going to be rolling around in is going to have up to 3 different abilities. I've decided if it's only going to be main characters with 3 abilities, or, like, everyone gets up to that 3. But pretty much the way I have it figured out is that every time you equip something to it, like a spell or some sort of like summon creature or armor piece or whatever, figure like your typical RPG building, whatever you want to call it, but every time you play one of those on it, it will unlock a new ability. So let's say on Rayon here, I've got a couple different ones where it's like one where if he's got a gun type, he gets an extra gun action per turn since he's dual wielding guns. One that kind of goes into the fact that he's a time traveler, where you get to like draw a card or add one from your drop zone. And I have this ultimate skill here I'm calling Bravery Break for the game, which basically like every character will have their own unique skill, their own unique ability. Like for him, I'm gonna go ahead and say all of his abilities are kind of doubled until end turn, just kind of once again deal with the fact that he's run through time, zapping around people, being like time traveling gunslinger is basically his character. Aside from lore things, but I'll get into that later. But yeah, that's the basics of it. Again, like, I think that I've still messed around with deck size. I'm thinking, like, around 40. I'm kind of just going around the deck building style, where, like, if you deck out, that's fine. Let me just shuffle back in, draw another hand, and I think, like, you might get rid of a card or something. I don't know. It's, like I said, I'm still running around with a lot of rules. But in general, combats can come down to creatures moved around the board where you can have up to 3 characters at a time. And it's kind of equipping them to customize them, to hear new spells and stuff. And I'm trying to figure out if I want to do like interaction and having between turns, since each player's turn will have up to 5 actions that they can perform. And those actions are basically just placing characters, equip an item, move around, take a shot, place down a rule card, stuff like that. Let's draw cards. So you have like 5 opportunities to do like any of these amount of things. But that's the basics of it for now. Like I said, there's still a lot to go into, and I do eventually want to start a Kickstarter for this, but I just don't want to go in asking for money when there's not much there. Yeah, that's basic chance. Like below, comment below, let me know what you guys think about it, if you got any cool suggestions. Like I said, this whole like legacy has been going on for the last decade of my life, and just now I've decided to turn it into a card deck building board based game. Can't really decide it, but yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. This is Rayon. This is a picture of Rayon. I probably have some more in here somewhere. I don't feel like looking through them right now. Is there some good ones in here? This is going to be a really weird outro. Huh. Oh well. Yeah, I'm signing off. I'll catch you guys in the next video. I don't know what I'm doing with my hand anymore. Here's the other one. Bye-bye.